I am tired. I'm tired, I don't know about you, but I'm so tired of seeing the Nigerian Naira fall by the day. Today on this show, we'll be discussing specific ways and moves that can cause our Naira to stop falling as it has been over the weeks. This is MarketSquare. My name is Oluwa Pelumi Awe, and as always, I'm delighted to have you on the show. Now, due to our focus on the show today, we'll have the numbers first before we talk about how to stop Naira's free fall. Let's go to numbers. The Nigerian stock market ended negatively yesterday, the 28th of February 2024, losing about 1,316.87 points. The NGX market capitalization also recorded a loss of 720.57 billion naira. Transcorp was the most traded stock by volume with about 52.57 million units traded, while Zenith Bank was the most traded stock by value with about 1 trillion units traded. Let's go to the foreign exchange market. On the Nigerian Autonomous Foreign Exchange Market, at close of business yesterday, the 28th of February 2024, $1 exchanged for 1,609 naira. But on the Bureau de Change market, an appreciation by 13.79% was observed as $1 exchanged for 1,450 naira. This looks good for the Nigerian currency, and we hope that in the days to come, even today, even at the end of business tomorrow, Naira should have appreciated even more than it has already. Thank you for joining me today on The Numbers. The month of February has been a difficult one for many people in Nigeria, especially for those who like eating rice. The cost of getting other things has also risen with income remaining the same. In fact, food prices have increased by 35% from January up until now. Now, this is not unconnected to the consistent free fall of Naira against dollar, as we are presently reliant heavily on imports. To discuss how to halt this free fall of Naira, even as we march into the month of March, is a professor and a UNEP Global Author. Welcome, Professor Evans.
Thank you so much, sir.
Well, there's a question on the heart and the mind of over 100 million Nigerians today. And that question is, what is responsible for the free fall of the Nigerian Naira against the dollar? I like for you to break it down in simple terms because so many people are asking questions.
Yeah, it's definitely. I'm a member of Council of the Nigerian Economic Society. There was a seminar that was organized. Was it this week now? Today's Tuesday. Last week, Thursday at in Ibadan, University of Ibadan. Another one was even held yesterday at Abuja with NEET, Nigerian Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies in Abuja, a joint program. So it's a big question that's been asked, and especially at that event, we have people from Central Bank that were there, and all of that. So why the free fall? I think I don't know what I listened to a media report quoting the former president, immediate past president, General Buhari. He was saying that there was a pressure from him, from the World Bank of the IMF, to liberalize that setup, and he insisted, he didn't give it. Okay, so what we see, there are two main ways to it. One was that allowing the market forces to determine the exchange rates. In other words, demand and supply. And that, for me, is an issue because your currency is not just a legal tender. Your currency is your identity. Anyway, see Naira, Nigeria comes up because there's only Nigeria that uses Naira. So the Naira is not just for a means of exchange. The Naira is our identity. It's a means of our sovereignty. So that's why most economists have a way of protecting it, because your identity, you shouldn't allow it to be demanded by, because we know that the market itself is not perfect. issue of holding, issue of players becoming very greedy with profit, because the business of business is business, and they can make business, they can make profit without looking at who are the losers. So that free fall was first was the issue of allowing the markets to determine. And somebody gave a story that I like to share. That's like you have some bird in your cage, okay, and then there are many birds flying outside, and you advise that if you open your cage, many birds outside will fly into your cage. But they didn't tell you that it is easier for the bird in your cage to fly out than for the one outside to fly in. I don't know if you get an analogy. So because Nigeria is just a small country compared to the global economy. If you look at what we export, what we import, compared to the global economy, so we are just a small country. So allowing the free fall when we don't have such economic muscle is for me is an error in itself. So that's why most economy they do what we call a guided deregulation. So you provide a coverage that within this range, Naira can revolve within this range, and not allow the market forces to demand. I'll tell you why. If we were exporting countries, if we export, we are producing, we are exporting, it would have been a blessing. But you know that most time we import almost everything importable. Anytime you import, you are demanding for foreign currency, and as a demanding for foreign currency, you are the one that is the demand, and that will influence negatively the exchange rate. So what we see now is one, allow the market to determine the exchange rate, and two is that the demand for foreign currency is high with those going abroad, the Jackpot syndrome, those going to school, demanding currency, even those buying things from other countries. So these are what we have seen, and I don't think we should allow it to continue like this. There should be a rethink of such a policy frame. Although CBN has made pronouncement that they are looking to reach, but I think it's like the Naira is an ICU, to require urgent and pragmatic attention. Thank you so much.
I think you have, in a way, tried to answer the next question, because I wanted to ask you, what do you think of the idea of floating the exchange rate? And I know there are a few countries in the world who are on this path, because we have seen over the years.
You can only see a country that does 100%. You can only see. Like I mentioned, that your currency is not just for exchange. Your currency is your identity. So because of that, there's need for protection. Although we don't encourage 100% protection, but you give a leeway between this range. That's what we call a guided regulation. Because if you don't do that, the market players, the business people they are greedy. So if you don't do that, we are seeing now. I think we are seeing issues that people, even bankers are involved. They get from CBN. You go to your account now. I have money in my account, bill account, but they tell you can't withdraw it. They don't have dollar to give you. And they say, this is my money, for God's sake. But every day, CBN gives them money. But you and I know what happens. Take for CBN and give to those guys on the street at premium. And then so we're making money for few persons who are privileged players in the system. So that's why the free fall is not what we because it doesn't help. Because any system that is growing, there should be guidance of the market, because the market itself cannot help itself. It needs the visible hand of the government to guide the invisible hand of the market.
Well, Prof, don't you think that this move has only shown us the true value of our Naira? Don't you think this move has only shown us the true value of our Naira? Because yes.
That is an argument that we always debate. Okay, it's like asking a 17-year-old boy to wrestle with a 32-year-old boy on the same range, and you say you want to see their footproof, their muscle. So we must have to compare apple with apple and not apple with orange. Like I said earlier, what is the global share of our economy? Nigeria is just a small country. So we can't just allow the Naira to now fight against all of the currencies in the world. So that's why the issue of so when you say true value, who determines the value? So it's like the issue of the market itself is not always perfect, and then the issue of monopolistic market comes in, the issue of oligopoly comes in. How many people are in the BDCs, for example? So it's not like another commodity. It's a commodity that reflects our national identity, and then the players are limited. They can collude among themselves and then create artificial scarcity, and then the value demand become higher, and then so we can't say that is actually a true value. We can say that if the market is perfect, but we know that the market is not perfect.
But I think
So issue of holding comes in. Issue of profit, what we call abnormal profit comes in, and all of that plays out as well.
wow, because those of us, while in school, I studied economics, and part of what we're taught, thank God you're a professor in this field, is that part of what
Yes.
part of what leaving the market to the hand of demand and supply does is that it brings variety, and so it brings variety to the market, it
Very
brings
good.
spice.
That is very good. Now, that's when you have many buyers and many sellers, and there's a variety of options. There's only one naira. There's no that they don't have many nairas. So I have an issue that private market does not hold because there are not many buyers and many sellers. The sellers are very few compared to buyers, and then two, the product we are dealing with is homogeneous. It's not heterogeneous. So with that, we call that so that assumption of private market is not there. So that's why the currency is we need to guide it because it's not like other commodities. Like tomatoes. Tomatoes in one market, they have many buyers and many sellers can go there, but the currency is only one currency. We have the naira, which is our identity. That's why we need to be guided. So the market itself cannot determine that.
Okay. Now, Prof, this question I have had to ask a few people, and I'm going to ask you the same question. And the question is, how do we halt this fall? Now, some have recommended that the government should stop charging local operators and entities in US dollars. Some have also said that the CBN should de-dollarize the economy by declaring as illegal any local transaction in US dollars. That's like sale of assets, rent, leases, other services, including school fees and medical bills. And more persons have asked that the sale of crude oil to local refineries should also be made in Naira rather than in US dollar. I want to hear from you. What are your recommendations to halt this Naira free fall?
Yeah, so I think that argument has some weight because if you are saying one of the issues why the naira is falling against dollar is that because of huge demand for the dollar because one we don't print dollar, we can only print naira, but that's our legal term there. So if all these domestic transactions in US dollar USD are done in naira, one that will reduce the demand for dollars, so you can pay such local transactions in naira. Okay, that's one. So if that happens, we're able to see the demand for dollar will be reduced. But that also halt such a demand-driven issue I've seen with the currency. And of course, I don't think you can see you go to US market in US economy now, America or Texas, and people demanding transaction in naira or in euros. It's in dollars. Well, so that's the next point that we want to now begin to restore our confidence. So those who are charging dollar charge dollar because they feel that the dollar is more stable compared to naira. But when we restore the confidence, they can begin to charge. I don't see why transaction in Nigeria should be denominated in dollars. So if we take that action to reduce the demand for dollar, and then two, we also need to sustain it by increasing the confidence in our economy or our naira. So that's what I will add to that argument.
But how about
Yeah.
looking away from dollarizing the economy to investing in our country here, where you have us reduce our importation? You want to speak to that some more, sir?
Yes, yes. Yeah, please. I would like to speak, but that's what I've only been saying. The first and foremost is to restore confidence in the system, and that's, for example, if I mentioned one earlier before, the issue of power supply. If that is taken care of, for example, there's no point importing shit abroad because we have those guys in Napa, those guys in Kano, those guys in Lagos who can produce shit that can meet even quality elsewhere. Okay, and then two, we can even increase our production if we have this issue of possible. And the second one is issue of insecurity. Now we're seeing the high food costs. At least about was saying no, not too long, because most farmers in the middle belt have been chased out of their farms by the so-called header farmer clash. So because the farmers are afraid to go to their farm, they were saying that if issue of insecurity is taken care of, people can sleep with their two eyes open. Then Nigerians can begin to invest. Even Nigerians in diaspora, many of them are speaking with one of them. Many of them are willing to come back and invest, but invest in what economy that you are not sure of every of your life. Two, you're not even sure of your you can invest, like I said, somebody said now, some invest acres of land. Somebody just take a cattle and they graze the land and you lost all your investment. So if you can be have such a confidence, again I repeat, issue of power supply, to issue of security. Once these two cardinal points are in place, Nigeria will invest in Nigeria. Nigerians in diaspora will invest in Nigeria. Even other nationals, because there are a lot of resources in this country. Once these fundamentals are addressed, Nigerians will invest in Nigeria. Nigerians in diaspora will come. Even other national will come, and then before you know it, we'll begin to produce and meet our domestic demand, and even we export to other countries, and then we're able to in foreign exchange. So we can actually practice. So that's why I say we can always keep hope. All hope is not lost. Job for the government to be more pragmatic. They say we should be patient, but we want to see them taking examples. I would have loved someone like the president cutting down ministries, cutting down maybe allowances on even starting with himself. Let people see that this is what he's sacrificing to Nigerians, because they should be patient, and the people cannot take him much more serious. So that's what I do. So in summary, we can actually, if we make the economy investment friendly through power supply, through curbing insecurity.
Okay, well, some people will also say that you have South Africa, who are at the moment they have their exchange rate being flown. It's on a managed float. So I'm asking now that even as it is at the moment, is there a way the central bank can revert to say that, see, what we want to do now is to manage this float? Can they go back to do that?
Yeah, I think I said the report that was shared on our platform. Central Bank is looking what now? One is to, I think they said we should give them more time. They are taking some steps in that regard. One is to go to the BDCs, look at the license of BDCs and how to control them as well as they control the banks. That's one. And two, look at the other terms, which some of them were disclosed, some of them are yet to disclose. So, but like we said, like Naira is in the ICU, so we want a pragmatic and urgent attention. So let's give them, I think, maybe to the new CBN governor. Let's expand his team. They give us some time, but the earlier the better, because we can't just continue like this, because that also affects investment. Imagine somebody quoting his transaction before and using the 900 to $1, and then now it's almost at times 2. So imagine the impact of that such a business.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Prof Evans, for your time today. We hope to have you even often on the show. Today on the Economic Funfact segment of the show, I have something for every Nigerian. See this.
When it comes to resilience, no country on earth possesses more resilient people than Nigeria. We have our own historical struggles. We have faced numerous challenges throughout our history, including colonialism before 1960, civil war from 1967 to 1970, and political instability. Following our civil war, our nation embarked on a successful reconstruction effort, rebuilding infrastructure and fostering reconciliation. These experiences have instilled a sense of perseverance and the ability to overcome adversity. We are known for our strong sense of community with a deep-rooted belief in Ubuntu, a philosophy emphasizing the interconnectedness of humanity and the importance of sharing and collaboration. This collective spirit fosters support during difficult times. As Nigerians, we possess a strong entrepreneurial spirit, readily adapting to changing circumstances and finding innovative solutions to overcome challenges. This resourcefulness allows us to to create opportunities and improve our livelihoods everywhere. We boast a diverse and vibrant culture with over 250 ethnic groups and even more languages. This cultural richness provides a sense of identity and belonging, a sense of strength and inspiration during difficult times. We are known for our ability to adapt to changing situations and make the most of limited resources. This adaptability allows us to navigate challenges and find creative solutions to problems. We hold strong religious beliefs, providing a sense of hope and strength during challenging times. This faith, coupled with an inherent optimism, allows us to maintain a positive outlook even in the face of difficulties and adversity. We are known for our sense of humor and creativity, finding ways to laugh and express ourselves even in difficult situations. This ability to find humor and express oneself creatively contributes to our resilience by offering a coping mechanism and a sense of release. We take great pride in individual and collective achievements, finding inspiration and motivation in the success stories of others. This celebration of success fosters a sense of resilience by showcasing the potential for overcoming challenges and achieving goals. We never back down. We never give up. We keep hoping and believing. We are Nigerians and we are resilient. We are Nigerians and we are resilient. Thank you for joining me today on MarketSquare. Do well to follow us on all our social media platforms to get notification every time we post a video. My name is Oluwapelumiawe. See you on the next one.